Oh, this is
Make
gonna be a
the
mess
bird
tonight.
fly.
All right, gentlemen, we are live from the cave. So everybody, welcome to everybody. You get a peek into what men really talk about when we don't want you to hear it, but we're gonna let you hear it. And we might even listen to some of the stuff you have to say. I doubt it, but we might. Who knows?
No, we won't. Not today.
Yeah,
So let's get
Just a-
started. We're gonna let
just a
our
little
two
bit.
guests introduce themselves really quickly. So Rob, why don't you get started? Both of you are return guests, so welcome back. But Rob, tell us who you are and what you do.
I'm Robert Hazard. I am a entrepreneur on the business side and a father as well. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for being here. Mr. Porter, troublemaker. Damn troublemaker.
I am L. Porter, filmmaker, actor, director, writer, blah, 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 blah. And I'm happy to be back.
We're happy to have you. Also, of course, is a regular, Mel Roberson. Really glad to have you, as always. And we are waiting on Sean Mason. He is being fashionably late. He's probably putting on a brim or something right now, or getting fitted for a suit. Yeah, for a special suit for this show or something like that. So we're gonna get started, though, fellas. We're gonna jump in. I'm sure Sean will catch up and carry out once he gets here. So,
Okay.
Question one, Robert, you actually got this from a friend of yours, I believe. It was a question of, or was it a friend or was it just a random woman? Because you get fan mail like that. It might be just a random woman sending you
Before
stuff.
we jump in, before we jump in, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Go right ahead.
We've been doing this show for
12 weeks.
this is for 12 weeks now. We've been doing episodes. This is extremely interesting that the peer pressure of our constituency is making us do an all relationship show.
Yes, they are.
Men don't sit in a cave and talk about relationships all day long. It's not what we do. Okay. So tonight we are going to appease our people that have regularly tuned in, and we want to say thank you on behalf of Indie TV and G Rose Productions. I don't know how honorary I'm gonna be tonight. Let me pour my first whiskey, and then all right, let's go, Glenn.
What you drinking?
Let me start the disclaimer. The thoughts and opinions expressed tonight are not those of Indie TV or G Rose Productions. They are only of our guests exclusively, especially if L. Porter says some crazy stuff.
Yeah.
We just want you to know.
If L. Porter,
If I know really, when L. Porter
Right.
goes on a tangent and sprouts some crazy stuff out, we just want y'all to know. I mean, he started this morning already, but we'll talk about that.
I know, right?
All right, so we're gonna jump in. First question, fellas: what boxes do men put women in? And here are the three that kind of turned up in the question. There's the friend zone, the dreaded friend zone. There's just for sex, and then there's those women that are wife potential. So, Robert, since you brought the question to the cave, we're gonna let you start on this one and give us what your opinion are. Do men do that? First of all, is that true? You don't have to speak from personal experience or anything. We don't need names or any of that. We're gonna let you.
Dresses or anything?
Yeah, we're gonna skate by with that one. We're not gonna worry about that one. So yeah, go ahead.
I think we do. I think we do put them in boxes when we first see them. We are thinking, hey, is this somebody that can represent me well? So if they have it all together, and we like what we see. For me, the ultimate goal is marriage. So that's where I'm going.
That's
That's
beautiful.
so sweet. Oh,
Thank you very much.
claps for Robert.
Hey, don't act like y'all don't see the party crashing. Can y'all hear me?
We can hear
Yes,
you,
we
man.
can hear you.
We can hear you.
Sean Mason has made it in. We told him you were getting fitted for a suit for the show, but obviously you didn't finish that. So
Well, you got to know I was not gonna miss the relationship show. You got to know.
oh, we know. We already did the disclaimer for L. We should have done it for you too.
What,
But that's all right.
What was the question that my man Rob was answering?
It's what boxes do we put women in, or is it true that men put women in boxes? So Rob was the first up.
You mean to kidnap him?
No, not that kind of box.
I thought that was about getting your freak on because I like
The
doing boxes.
Yeah, That would be
the best love.
hey, that would be an ostrich box, L, but that's a whole nother conversation. I might be on a different level than you. That's a whole nother conversation.
All right, can we get away from the S&M talk first of all and go back to the general question here?
Wait a minute, Glenn. How did you know that was an S&M term?
I can neither confirm nor I read a lot.
You got to
That's what it is. I read a lot. Okay.
Nobody else said anything about the ostrich box but you.
You sound loud, Sean.
Maybe I'm just talking loud.
Okay, there you go. That's better.
Yeah, I read about it. So L, go right ahead, so I can get the thought from me.
You know what? Will you finish, Rob?
Yeah, I'm, because marriage is the ultimate goal. I mean, that's for me. For that.
He said it again.
Yeah, to make sure for the ones in the back that didn't hear it. Roger's gonna put it out there on the stream. Roger's gonna stream it in a minute. Marriage is Robert's goal. I can already tell you what's about to happen without that conclusion.
What box do we put women in? I kind of believe it depends on where you are in life. Because when you first come out of a relationship, you trying to heal yourself with as many women as you can. You trying to
it's only 6 minutes in. We have 54 minutes for this to go. Let me just pour a double. I'm just gonna pour myself a double right now. Just
Speak
keep
truth.
going.
So if you're in a, and to be honest, the women have more control over this than they think they do. If you just cool, a lot of times that'll kind of change how we came. Like we may have came at you like, I'm just gonna hit that. And then you come off real cool, and next thing you know, we have moved you up to, oh man, I'm calling her a little bit more. I mean, we have our preconceived ideas, of course, but y'all can change that. As long as, when you start nagging and acting and talking and driving us nuts, that's when you start, okay, I'm just gonna hit that and I'm good. So that's my take on it.
The views expressed by L. Porter are not those.
We already
did it.
They already
did it. I already did the disclaimer.
Yeah.
But I'll drink to that. I'll drink to that.
I'm on some old Mel Robertson this week. I'm taking
the fifth on the ground that you might incriminate yourself and other parties involved.
No, I'm taking the month of August off alcohol wise.
Oh,
okay.
I got you, bro.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it, Sean.
This one's for you.
Yeah.
And every other one from
More
August.
for you.
And every one for August is for you now, Sean. I'm dedicated to you.
This still July, right?
No, it's August 1st.
Oh.
Mel, you're up.
All right, my bad.
My mouth is full. I can't answer.
Conveniently. Sean, you're up.
What was the question again? I usually know these things.
We were talking about boxes, theoretical boxes, not figuratively, not literal boxes like you were talking about earlier and that other thing that I don't know anything about. What boxes do we put women in? Is it the friend zone? Is it just sex or wife potential? The question is, do men really do that? And what are your thoughts on it?
I think I think that not every guy necessarily has a plan. Like I think I think that a lot of times, don't get me wrong, I think you have guys like Rob who they walk into it with a particular goal in mind, and so what that really means is that Rob is not going to entertain for a long time anybody that doesn't represent that kind of potential. That's all that really means. If he meets somebody and they don't seem to be wifey potential, he's probably gonna move on quicker than he would otherwise. Where other people are open to let the game come to them. It's like we'll determine. It's like driving the car while we build it. We'll determine it as we go. And
terrible analogy.
What you say,
Keep going, Sean. Don't pay him no mind.
Yeah, just keep going.
We riding what's there.
so it kind of defines itself. You know, it kind of defines itself as something that's largely physical or something that's lightweight and fun, but we don't have any long-term goals. And then you get two people that are kind of more marriage-minded together, and neither one of them are going to be about the, you know, the casual thing. And as long as that mindset doesn't run each of the other ones away.
But Sean, do you believe that can change though? Like, have you ever got with a girl and you had a preconceived idea of I'm gonna hit this, and then after you start finding out they was cool, you never had that change for you?
That's actually what I just said, but not in your crass terms, L.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't drink tequila.
Sometimes it starts out as one thing, and I really believe, man, if you look at half the marriages and half the relationships, I don't think they started with that in mind. They started with just two people who thought they would have some fun, spending time together, you know, going out together, dating, doing those things. And then it developed into something that made them say, maybe it can be more. Maybe it can be more. And ultimately, you know, they were like Robert, and they had the ultimate commitment.
Right. That hole in that popcorn box.
Hey, listen, I need Sean to broadcast from his brother's office more often. Did y'all hear how eloquent his answer was?
I know. He's like calm.
Like
I had to look up and see if that was really Sean, because I kept listening and my head was down and I wasn't looking at the screen, and I'm like, wait a minute, is that Sean?
You read 3 books. Look at
I see the degrees all in the background and everything.
I guess it has an effect on you, Rob. Yeah, it has an effect on you, my brothers. You know.
Hey, I just moved into a different house and I haven't hung my degrees yet. So the answers y'all might get tonight, because none of my degrees are on the wall, I put enough in the background to make it look presentable.
Yeah,
my degrees ain't up yet. So
I guess I'm gonna have to put my degree up, because putting these bottles behind me is not helping me for my answers.
I'm also
the maps.
I'm also not drinking. And I just woke up. So that
he's rested. So we won't get last week's Sean. Right. Is what he's saying. We won't have the Sean from last week. Okay.
We got a lot of questions coming in.
Yeah, so let's jump to the next one.
Hold on. I didn't answer.
He was busy putting something in his mouth, is what somebody said on the board. There's an obsession with what you put in your mouth.
Married. That's how you end up saying.
So here's the thing. As far as putting women in boxes, I think there's a two-sided. This is a two-sided coin. Number one is, depending on where we are at a particular time, all women might go in a particular box. Like if we know we ain't about nothing, it don't matter. All women are going in this box because I don't want nothing else. So y'all all go like when your mama say clean up, all your toys go in the same box. You're not separating the Transformers from the G.I. Joes. They all going in the same box. That's the first part. The second part is the evaluation to determine what box to put them in. Right? So when I was packing the move, I had to say, do I really need this? Do I really want this? Can I throw it out? Do I need to put this in the fragile box? Can I throw this in the box with the books where it gets tossed around, and if it gets dinged up, it's going to survive, right? You got to know, based off of interaction, where which box is going to be.
Who can survive in the book box?
If you can survive the book box, that book box is serious.
I feel like we're back to S&M again for some reason. I don't know why.
Hey, Mel, what I find fascinating about that is your, and this is why I love this show, because if you ever thought that men, particularly black men in this case, were a monolith, this show proves that we are not. So Mel's take on the box is very, very different than mine. Mel, when he hears that question, Mel is controlling the box. He's deciding if you're going in the book box, in the toy box, in the furniture box. When I hear that question, I am deciding what box the lady is going to put herself in. You see what I'm saying? Okay. I just thought there was an interesting thing, because we hear things based on our own design, and so Mel's take on the box would have never been the way I heard that question. You know what I'm saying? But that's true to Mel's fiber. I just found that interesting. That we heard the question, very same question, but processed it very different ways. I think we've all answered the question now, and Mel can't talk anymore.
Thank you,
because he's still eating. But he gonna get some requests from his phone for his phone number. He keep moving his mouth like that. Okay,
Yeah, we know.
from here on out. All right.
There's sunshine in your future, Mel. Let's
Right.
just put it that way.
Right.
I hate all y'all tonight.
So one of the questions that came across is, can a woman be too independent?
Yeah.
All right.
Absolutely.
We're going to defer that one then to
Since you jumped out there, let's hear it from you first and get you out the way. And then let's hear from Rob, Glenn, and Mel, and then me.
Anybody who's been on here or has read any of my posts, I always talk about friendship being the main thing. And if we can't share, we can't give, we can't exchange and all this other stuff, if you're trying to control the whole narrative all the time, I can't surprise you with nothing. No time. You can't never just be. That's a turnoff, man. You get, and then not to mention, if you always talking about the stuff that always talking about the stuff that you have, the stuff that you're gonna do, and all this other stuff, man, sometimes you just want somebody to be your friend. And being too independent, it's hard to allow somebody inside to see who you are.
Rob?
Oh, well, so let me say this. I think that
So let me say this.
I think that I cringe when I hear about independence because I'm of this team sport mentality where we can come together and we can do things together. But as Al said, you can't control everything. I want to go with the flow. I want somebody that's fun and cool and let me surprise you and do some things like that. I don't need a dictator. So that I struggle when it comes to the independence piece of it. But I need to find out what's behind. Sometimes I'm a little curious to find out what's behind that whole piece of them feeling like they need to be insecure. Independent.
Thoughts, man. You got to get over that.
At this juncture in life, I need to find out what's going on. So I might ask some more questions, but initially I struggle with the independent piece of it. Because what do you need?
Independent people don't want to be married.
True that.
That's why I struggle with it.
Glenn,
no, I'm helping now.
Is it my turn? Oh wow.
Yeah.
All right. So independence and strength. There's a fine line because I like women that are strong. And independence, I have a respect for women that are independent. But if you're in a relationship, you have to understand when to rein in your independence because everything can't be about what you want to do and your goals and what you're going to accomplish. And, you just drag me along like I'm just like in the caboose and you're the train, you're the engine. So that doesn't really work. So, I've dated people that were very strong. I've dated people that were very independent. I dated people that didn't know the difference between the two. So, I think women can be too independent in their quest to show that they're strong, if that makes sense.
That makes
perfect sense.
Great sense. That was a great statement.
Man,
I don't even have a degree behind me. I don't even have my little bachelor's behind me. I got like 4 bottles of champagne behind me, but I still delivered on that one, y'all.
We got behind that.
So here's my take on
that.
that.
That was a slam dunk.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was pretty dope. I can't compete with that. My take on it is the question was, can a woman be too independent?
Correct. Right.
Yes.
Right.
Okay.
I believe that they can in the context of a relationship. Do I want somebody who is strong and can be independent? Yes. There's a difference between so can a woman be too independent? Yes. In a relationship, they can. Now, should they have the ability to be and be able to exercise their discretion? In my last serious relationship, she said something where it was a thing of she had to pick herself or pick me or whatever. I was like, well, I didn't want it to be about you. I didn't want it to be about me. I wanted it to be about us. And there's a difference when you're working in a relationship and it's about us. It's not about what you can do by yourself or what I can do by myself? How do we complement each other so that we go further? You know, if you want to go fast, go by yourself. If you want to go far, go with somebody.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I think that they can be too independent. There is a level where it's like, you know what? You want to be big, bad, beat your chest. I can do this, I can do that. And not that that's not important. You should be able to shine, but to shine it without saying, like, if there's no way for me to contribute to that, not that I have to, or not that you need me to, but does my contribution to you make a difference? Just like your contribution to me makes a difference.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I think you make a great point, Mel. And usually people know where their frailties are, and a woman whose independence is going to be a problem is going to come in the door talking about her independence.
And love is inclusive. Love is inclusive. It's hard to be inclusive when all you're thinking about is you. So yeah,
because she's heard it before. It's been an issue before, and it's more than likely something that she's just not willing to compromise. So she's going to speak on it immediately to start preparing you for it. Now, I think it falls into a couple of different categories. You have the kind of woman that's independent who won't let you really do for her, right? You know, you want to do this for her, do that for her. You look up, it's already done. You don't get a chance to do anything. You know, you wake up on a Saturday morning, her car's already washed. You know, you want to surprise her and take her car to the car wash, car's already washed. That's one kind of thing. And I think that for some women, there is an innate chip they have when they have to prove to the person that they're with that you're a want and not a need.
yeah.
And I think that a lot of women act out of that, you know, that schematic, if you will. But then I think that there are women and men too who are too independent in terms of, I'm a big person about wearing my relationship. You know, we all know men and women that we see on a regular basis, and then you find out 2 years later that they married, or, you know, that they interrupt. You're like, wow, I never would have thought that, you know, because they move around in a way that's more independent than usually, you know, somebody that's married or in a relationship would. And that's not to say that they're out, but it's to say the way they move around when they're out, that would give you the impression, you know, that they weren't attached to anybody. So I think the independence thing can kind of take a couple of different, you know, it can take a couple of different forms. But I'm definitely hypersensitive to that. I don't need a man, you know, lady. Like, if you don't need a man, that's fine, but I don't need to hear that.
Right.
Right. You want
Right.
Like,
I think there's a deprogramming that you have to do if you're ready to go far. Mel's point, if you're ready to go far.
Yeah.
You need to deprogram yourself into that I spirit. Get rid of the I spirit, as I've been told.
Yes. Glenn.
What's our next question?
Next
on.
question.
Turn off.
Let me
Can you
know.
guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
We skipped the question.
Did we?
Thoughts on
on
the prenuptial?
Oh, the prenup question.
It's an echo. Somebody says echo.
Yeah,
That-
I think it's
That can't be me. I'm on a totally different laptop. Everything I'm on is different.
Is it
Rob
me?
is good now. It was Rob. It's good.
Rob broke computer. What we on now?
Well, maybe when you get married, somebody will buy him a new
I was
computer.
just about to say it. He needs to marry a woman with a really high speed connection and a good computer. So if that's
Mel,
you,
I hear you.
Your wife gonna work
Robert
in
Hazard is for
in
you.
IT.
I hear you. I have Xfinity, but I'm good.
You can't have the 50 megabytes per second. You got to upgrade, man. You can't have the lowest megabytes per second. Xfinity.
This show. Okay. All right. Prenup, gentlemen. Prenup.
Oh,
Sign it. If
I
you
mean,
ain't going nowhere, it don't matter.
You know,
It matters to a woman. No, it matters to a woman. If you want a prenup, women feel like that's a betrayal of love, or at least that's how I've heard it presented to me. I don't know.
Well, I mean, they would have to then look at the track record of what women have done to men that had material when the relationship ended. So they need to incorporate that as well before
Yeah, I
they
know. Because taking half after we're gone is a betrayal of love to me.
Yeah, we've seen some women just tear down a man's empire over a bad relationship. You know.
Yep.
I have no comment.
I got a comment. Sign it.
Sign
Sign
it.
it. Sign it.
All in favor of signing? Can I get an aye?
You got it.
Aye. All in favor? Aye. Okay.
In the context of a relationship, if it's something we built together, you are absolutely entitled to what we built together.
Mm-hmm.
But for example, my insurance business that I've already built, that I have a residual income that is already in my will to my children.
Yeah.
You're not going to leave and take half of my book of business because we were together for a little while.
Well, if the judge says she is, she is.
Huh?
If the judge says she is, she is. That's the
Not
risk.
if we got this prenup.
Right.
Let me tell you. Let me tell you the contradiction of what goes on. So I talk to young ladies, and I've had conversations with women about this movie that I had. A friend of mine wanted to introduce me to an exec. He introduced me to an exec, and in order for him to introduce me, he wanted writing credit on one of my movies that was already shot. Now, when I run this movie, when I tell women that he wanted part writing credit for my movie and part of the money in order to introduce me to this exec, they all say the same thing. He bogus for that. He bogus for that. How is it any different when a woman asks a man who already had millions or hundreds of thousands, when you came in there, give me half your stuff?
Yeah, it's like
if I had $10, sign it.
It's my $10. It's like Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy told a joke one time about, I guess it was Johnny Carson or something. His wife was divorcing him. And he goes, Johnny's making like $20 million. So she comes in the marriage talking about, well, here, Johnny, here's $50. So now we got $20 million at $50. He's like, ends were meeting like an MF before you ever walked in the door. So here you come with your little $50 and now think you're going to get 10 of mine. No, that's not going to work.
And my whole thing is, I don't mind about a man making sure you're good. Because if I loved you, I want you to be good. So I'm gonna make sure you straight. But to feel that you are entitled just because we shared a bed, I don't feel like that's fair. That's fair.
It's not, but that's what the system is set up to do, and that's why you have like prenuptials to protect yourself. You know,
they put dollar amount on love, and I don't like that.
Yeah,
well, love goes out the window once you're doing that divorce thing.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
The flip side of it is, like, I'm really only trying to date people that are focused and conscious and success oriented and all that other stuff. And nice so who knows? She could have
nice booty.
Yeah. But she
let's include that. That has to be something.
I mean, if we just checking boxes,
but I can't take half the booty. I can't take half the booty when I leave.
That's right. That's a good point, Mel. That's like a 3-pointer. Mel gets 3 points for that one. That's a good point. I agree with Mel.
The booty box is important. I do.
Yeah,
I'm just saying. So I don't have a problem signing it. You saying that's yours.
I don't know if you're trying to take half my money. I don't care how you look. You can look like, dare I say it, Sanaa Lathan. Well, no, she's probably got more money than me. I'm gonna want a prenup then. I'm gonna need a prenup from her because we building that together, and I need half her money. Yes, I'm okay.
But most men,
side.
unlike Glenn and Sanaa, most men, educated, relatively successful men are a little too prideful to go that way. I think who is that? Mary J. Blige's husband may have gone that way, But you hear very few men who are willing to then enter this circle with the fellas, and say that that's what they did. Most men are a little too prideful if they're ambitious men.
True.
They're a little bit too prideful to do that.
Yeah. Hey, the next question is I think we've answered this before, but I don't know.
1,000 times.
Yeah, I think so.
But it's the relationship show, and maybe somebody's watching that.
They want to hear it.
You talking about the turn-offs question?
Yeah.
Yes.
Eyelashes, them big caterpillar, eye blocking, distraction, flippers on your eyelids. Them There.
God. I'm gonna go on and own this one. It was my idea to have L on the show. I'm gonna own this one, y'all. Y'all can talk about it later in the meeting. So I'm just own that one. It was my idea to have him on. I'll take the L on that one. I'll take the L for L. Yes. So L doesn't like eyelash. You really don't like the big bushy. Okay.
Man, I saw a lady today. I drove by a lady sitting on a bus stop, and I swear to God, I don't know how she even had her eyes open. I mean, it was
lashes was heavy, bro.
It was like this.
It's like their eyes are cold. Like their eyes get cold or something. They try to keep it warm.
Somebody called it an afro on your face. I'm like, damn. Somebody just posted it like an afro on your face.
That's unattractive. But there's a myth that
Thank you, Nicole Lawson, for that one. That was hilarious.
There's a myth I want to dispel since we're talking about turnoffs and being unattractive. Stretch marks, to me, are not unattractive. I love y'all tiger stripes. Do that, girl. Just want to put that out there. Don't cover it up. Don't tell me to turn off the light. I want to see the lightning strikes all up the backside, baby. It's attractive.
Let's drink some more.
You know, Glenn, in retrospect, I don't know that the relationship show was ideal for L.
I'm great at this. They learned it from me. Somebody at home was suffering with self-esteem, and I just gave her steam.
You did.
It's Ella-esteem. I just gave her Ella-esteem.
Ro, you ain't suffering with no self-esteem, Rolanda. I just saw my buddy go past.
Oh my goodness. If y'all just joined, this is the relationship show live from the cave. We just had to take a break for a minute there. We got to start having commercials on when Elle is on. We're going to need a commercial break in the middle of something.
Hey, can I smoke my cigar?
So we can pull ourselves together. So we can gather ourselves.
Hey, man, you where you are. You can smoke whatever you want to. It seems like you already smoked something, but...
I'll be right back.
Jesus help me. But hey, but to that degree, I somewhat agree with Elle. Like, you know what I'm saying? Especially as somebody who has children, and you know, the majority of the women that I've dated that have stretch marks have been due to them giving birth, which is they are the gateway to the world. I mean, realistically, women are. So my appreciation for those is there. So turnoffs. And I think this is, okay, I don't even have to preface it. We're in the cave.
Right.
Loud. Like the loud talking.
Like Elle as a woman.
Exactly.
That was funny. I caught that.
Oh my God. Man, ain't nothing like a loud woman. Oh my God.
We've lost control of the show. We've lost.
But yeah, like
Elle as a woman. Okay, keep it rolling, fellas. Keep it rolling.
Like loud people, period, are annoying to me, male or female.
Get you, Mel.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now, Elle, you a different type of loud though. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm really. His joke was apropos and funny, but not really like Elle. But like, just the loud,
He's a violent loud. He's a crass, violent loud.
Elle is like your old drunk uncle at Thanksgiving loud. That's Elle. That's different.
That's what I aspired to when I was a child.
Another turn off. Yo, there's a degree of conservatism that you need with your body sprays and perfumes.
Yeah,
like,
especially if it's cheap
or expensive. You know how they say anything in moderation, like too much of anything is bad for you, especially if I could smell you half a block away. Like
if she got on an $80 bottle, if the bottle costs $80, she got on like $68 worth.
In one wearing, yeah. That's
one way to put it, John.
If they made Popeyes.
Oh my God. Okay, whose turn? Whose turn is? I can't wait.
I'll go to try to establish some balance. I'll go.
Yeah.
All right.
Most of mine are more internal. Like I'm turned off by mentalities and mindsets. Those because those are going to have some long-term effects on what you're doing. So like we talked earlier about the whole I don't need a man, or all men are dogs, or like those mentalities. To me, like you dated the same dude over and over your entire life? That means you picking him. You got to know that there are a variety of types of men out here, and so to lump them all in one bucket or box, to me, that's a huge turn off. Or somebody who's unable to hit the reset button between relationships, and so when you walk into that next relationship, you're still carrying so much of the baggage from the previous one that I got to hear about this dude and you talking about this dude.
Well, Sean, some of them have a tendency to not want to come out their comfort zone. That's like guys who are whores. A lot of time they ain't happy. They just are so used to doing this. It's more familiar than trying to learn something new. So
well, I think that's a bigger problem, though. El. I have a saying that says, you don't know you're on bullshit when bullshit is your normal.
Yeah, and that's really important. If you in the same surrounding, man, ladies, you got to change your surroundings sometimes. You got to be uncomfortable. Everything is comfortable. That means that you're accustomed to it. If you're not being challenged if you're always comfortable. You need a man that's challenging you.
It takes some bravery. And I think both men and women oftentimes lack the bravery to do something different.
Yeah.
And you're credit, like you said, they would rather fail comfortably than win uncomfortably.
Mm-hmm. And you stunt your growth as a human. So you gotta take some chances in relationships. You gotta take chances with love. You gotta take chances with exploration. Just get out. You'll meet men if you put yourself in a completely different arena. If you're around bums, you're gonna bring home a bum every freaking time.
It's like I always said, if you think everybody's a dog, that makes you the dog catcher.
Yeah.
Find a new position.
While we wait on the next question, and any of y'all who saw my Facebook post the last couple of days, y'all knew good and hell well I was going to turn this corner. And if you didn't, so I woke up 2 days ago, it might even been yesterday, just had a question on my mind. I heard somebody say, it actually was given birth to by a conversation I had with my nephew. And we were talking about toxic masculinity. And I posted a very simple question. There was nothing to it. I wasn't trying to resolve anything in my spirit or anything like that. I just thought, this is a fascinating question. And I posted on my page, in your own words, define toxic femininity. And without going way deep into that exchange, I'd rather invite you guys to go to my page and actually read the comments in response to that question. And they were everything from encouraging to disappointing to tragic. Just the reality, especially in the fact that there are some people that think one thing can exist and its opposite cannot, or its parallel cannot. So even just the idea that toxic femininity does not exist. I likened this. One young lady actually kind of tried to color it with the same brush that racism exists under. And I said, well, it's really no different than when white people who aren't affected by racism tell you racism doesn't exist. You don't get to tell me something doesn't exist when you wouldn't be affected by it, even if you acknowledge that it did exist. You don't get to say that. So women saying that toxic femininity doesn't exist, but toxic masculinity does. I found that quite intriguing. But to not belabor that, because it became quite a post, let me tell you. But to not belabor it, I encourage you guys and anybody watching that happens to be a Facebook friend of mine to go and check out that thread. I thought it was very revealing about where we are, you know. All right, so we've got another question from the production team.
We can
really gonna do this?
Skip that
Are
question.
we gonna really ask this question? Are
We
we
can
gonna
let you skip that question.
Wow.
Next question. Next
I
question.
Yeah.
think we need to ask.
Somebody make up a question.
I got an answer.
Yeah. You know, I got a question. Yeah. I don't. No, I'm gonna let
Go ahead, Rob.
Go ahead, Hazard.
You know, here's the question. Here's a question for you. When you're looking at women, how important is it that they've played sports in the past?
It's a good thing to have because they know. Because I actually asked that question because it shows that you, in my opinion, it shows that you know how to be a team. They always, yeah.
Okay, you answered it right.
Yeah, you function in a team well if you play some sports, or at least had siblings and y'all was in a situation where you took care of each other. You'll fall back into your old habits.
Rob, I haven't seen you that excited ever. I don't think. Let me just say this. That's certainly a great. All right, Glenn. There you go, covering your mouth again. I'm watching you. I think that's a great way to get to teamwork. But if you're dealing with an educated lady who has worked to any degree in corporate America, she should also be getting that in her employment life. You know,
there are terrible supervisors.
I recently had one. And they're terrible quarterbacks too.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
at least understand the team concept.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
a
absolutely.
concept. We're doing this potato sack race together. You know, I've been, a leader in corporate America as well. I won't necessarily say that, I've been the best leader at that, but I've been a successful leader, and I've also dated corporate, executive as well. So I think it's really something to that piece of it. I'd be curious what you guys
men and women balance that differently?
Do I think women balance it?
No. Do you think men and women balance that whole teamwork thing differently? Do they struggle with it differently?
I think they do that. I don't think they apply it the same. Go ahead, Rob. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I to your point, I think they do, but I also think it is, where we are from an executive level. So, but I think what Elle was saying too, it's really about, how do we grow up? What are we doing? What are we willing to do to move the ball forward? Because it should be about us building something together. I think it's very difficult to build something with somebody that's never seen it done before and doesn't understand.
Because Elle is so eager to say something, I know it's going to be crazy. So let me say mine first. I lost one of my best friends in October of 2018. He said something that I will never forget. He dropped a lot of gems over the 30 years or so that we were friends, but some of them just stuck with me, and I'll never forget. He once said to me, because he was in real estate, and he said to me, when you're talking with a lady, if she is too preoccupied with what she's bringing to the table, then you need to keep moving, because the table is community. The table is ours. And if she's still defining the table by herself and separating her table from yours, if you guys have become an established unit and she's still separating the table, then you better be careful, because there comes a time, hopefully the prenup mail will be already established, but there comes a time when when the table becomes community. And so I think that's
that's very hard for some women. I'm not going to blanket women out here, but some women that's hard to understand.
Well,
they don't know how. It's kind of like being
what they've done, or covets what they had, or covets what they've achieved, even material.
Right.
It's hard. Elle, I know you wanted to get something off your chest. Everybody get down, take cover.
I know, really. Here we go.
I'm going to answer this question. How many partners are too many for women?
He asked the question. All righty.
All right.
So
So
it's out now, people. There's the question.
I want Michael Jordan. And Jordan practiced. So I don't want nobody who ain't practiced. So, so if you've had a few partners and you know what you're doing and you great at what you do, I pay homage to them dudes. They got you right. And we doing things.
Hey, L, you married?
No, I'm divorced.
Yeah, no, I figured. It was a rhetorical question.
He kind of knew the answer. He kind of knew the answer when he asked that one.
Yeah, but Mike had a good time. She still love it. Oh man!
Lord Jesus.
I just want to get that out there for the young lady who asked the question. You know what I'm saying?
All right, next question, please.
Rookies don't win championships. I'll drink to that.
Oh God.
So somebody
Me
asked,
too.
what's sexy in a woman to you?
Ooh.
What was
We've
the next?
we've already answered that one, I think, a million times. What's sexy in a woman to you?
Yeah.
Whatever's sexy to each one of you. Pretty much, that's it, right, fellas?
That's an individual thing.
Yeah.
That's an individual thing.
Yeah. I like nice ladies. I like nice people. You know, I don't like the person that has to curse the wait staff out at the restaurant every time we go out.
Yeah, I don't like that either.
Oh my God.
I don't. If you can always complain at the restaurant, you might as well break up with me.
Right. You know, you ain't never had a meal you ain't sent back.
Yeah, my boy. You know, it varies from man to man. Like my boy likes chubby girls. You know, he loves them. He's cheated on really fine girls with chubby girls, and I was like, dude, you got to accept you like chubby girls. Just it's okay. Ain't nothing wrong with it, man. You ain't gotta go out with these skinny girls.
Well, you got to remember, to him the chubby ones are fine. To you, the fine ones are not. They're not fine to him. So when you say he's cheated on fine ones for chubby ones,
and that's what my point is.
Yeah, that's not his mirror. Yeah,
it's all perspective.
He's probably going after the fine ones and leaving the not so fine ones.
Yeah,
in his mind, based on what he likes. You know,
Everybody. You know what though?
That's
a good question, but I think I like, for me, I like sexual, sexy women.
I was scared, Robert. I didn't know where you were going.
I know, really.
Ostrich box sexy.
I was like, sexual sexy? Okay.
Yeah. I just thought I'd
define that, Rob.
Do you want? I knew you were going to ask me to.
Yeah, you can't just throw that out there, bro, and not give an operational definition of what that means.
Yeah.
We talking about garter belts and whips, or we talking?
See, we got like a little underlying S&M thing going on tonight. I'm a little worried about everything.
I like the Muslim dressed girls and the avatars. Like if you dress an avatar.
Hold on. For any of my clients that watch this show, pay close attention.
I do. I love when they wear that little scarf.
My answers personally and how I represent my brand, and that I have absolutely no control over the other participants in here. Just in case one of my clients happen to see
We've done a disclaimer.
Keep in mind that L. Porter is one of Mel's good friends. I do want you to keep that in mind.
When y'all watching Malcolm X, y'all didn't find them girls hot?
Okay. Robert, sexual sexy. Why don't you go on and just...
Man, I don't even know what to. I don't.
I'm sorry.
I'm lost. But you know what? There's something about the spiritual piece of it that I like, because at the end of the day, I am actually a spiritual person too. But there's a sense of sexiness that I like in that too. I mean, because I realize that even though we're going to church and things like that, you can look great when you're doing that as well. So I'm gonna just come on, Mel. I know, but I'm gonna just leave it at that. Can I just go with that?
Mel just took a shot on that one.
I know. So I
like a woman who
that's what I like.
For freedom. I feel like I'm finna fall into Float On, the old song.
You said to fight for freedom.
No.
Larry, Sean.
Come on. Float on.
You say you like girls who fight for freedom?
No, L. No, L. That's not what I said.
You know, I want a girl with
Extensions in her hair and blue earrings, 2 pair of bag and a bad attitude.
I knew
That's what I
everybody.
need to get me in a good
let me
mood.
get it out, bro. You couldn't even let me get it out.
I read your mind.
Love it when a woman ain't afraid to do a thing.
The thing.
That's right.
Neon boots, maybe even denim. It really don't matter as long as you're in. You can break hearts and manipulate minds, but surrender gentle, act to their kind. That's right. All right, I'm sorry, man. Go ahead. I had a hip hop moment there. I'm sorry.
You had to make them want it. People are asking us to ask questions since we mentioned it.
What? Oh.
Oh, we already answered that question.
We already answered it. Yes.
She said
The
they
shade
were
is sexual. The shade is
yeah, how
sexual.
many partners
That's the question that
is
came up.
enough partners?
Robert, you should be a political
good at
candidate,
what
Robert.
you're
You've
doing.
dropped key nuggets all through this hour. Saved and Sexy has now become trending in here because of you. Marriage Minded because of you. Like, you should be a candidate.
Robert, you impacting the
Mel,
culture.
answer, Mel. I'm sorry, we broke up, Mel. Answer. You like a girl, what?
No, I was just telling a joke. We keep going. Next question.
Okay. What's the next question? What we got?
I think that's it. We had to
So,
put
hey, let me put this on you guys. I'm gonna pull one of our producers' moves. So last week, what was last week? We did the hip hop verse, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So last week at the end of the show, we all gave either a hip hop quotable, a verse, or whatever. Which, by the way, I was proud to introduce Glenn to that, who's listened to that song 127 times since last time. But gentlemen, be thinking about this for the end of the show. Your top 3 favorite slow songs, since this is a relationship. One.
Oh my God.
Hey, I could have just gave you one.
No,
Yeah,
that's
what's
good.
top
3 is
three?
good.
I got those on deck.
Yeah, I got
I
Put
that.
it out. Just at the
That's
end
on
of
my
the show.
playlist.
End of the show.
Let me look at my playlist. Okay.
Here's what we're gonna do. At the end of the show, y'all will give me your top 3. So that'll be 3, 6, 9. That'll be 15. It's 5 of us. I will create a playlist on Apple Music, and it'll be the Man Cave Slow Jam playlist.
Nice.
And we'll get
All
that
right.
out.
That'll work. That'll work. I already got my 3. I'm not even worried about that.
Yeah. Hey, but we can't repeat. So if somebody says yours,
I got I used to create 20-song slow jam tapes.
Oh, dude, no. I used
was
to
the
have
man.
no, and any of my old school friends that are watching will vouch for this. I had a series of only male artists because I sing, right? So I wanted only male artists, and it was a volume. I got up to 4 from the Brothers with Love.
You had volumes. Nice.
I had volumes, baby, on cassette. I got up to volume 4. It was crazy.
all right.
Man,
so
you didn't-
I guess our producers don't have any more questions for us. Okay.
I am shocked. And our audience doesn't have any questions. I'm really shocked about that.
Well,
I think we fulfilled it.
They had some that was coming through. I
Any
don't know if that's
song list, because I'm such a music lover, any song list is real hard. Like I have I wish I was at home because on my refrigerator, I have my top 25 songs ever.
Really?
Yeah, but now I'm drawing a blank because those kind of questions, you know.
Who the hell does that?
Oh, look at this.
On my
Somebody-
refrigerator. I got just in case when I'm getting my freeze pops, I need to be reminded.
Whenever I need to get a
What
little,
songs I
oh, look
like?
at that. Somebody knows me well. Hi, Aya Bakari. It might,
Yeah.
I can neither confirm nor deny that Janet Jackson songs are in my top 3. I will not confirm nor deny that. You'll just have to wait till the end of the show and see.
That would be interesting to have a Janet Jackson song in your top love songs.
Oh, the right song? Oh, you gotta have the right Janet.
Man, yeah,
That's some good songs.
Janet got some bangers, bro.
They got some good songs
Hey,
now.
hey, Janet got the sex songs. They not love songs. Janet songs are sex songs.
Oh, see, I see what Sean is trying to say. He's trying to say it's a reflection on me. I know what Sean is getting at. Sean's
What
getting
you
at.
choose to do during those songs is
Yeah.
completely up to you. I said
Yeah.
slow songs.
I read the Bible and the Quran.
So, so it has to be a song about specifically love or just
Nah, bro.
Okay.
He just said
It's
Style
your
Rock in the
list.
Boots if you want it to be.
Yeah,
all
we
right.
know what yours is gonna be. Yeah.
No,
So
you don't. You don't. I'm deep, bro. I'm deep.
Yeah, "Tie Me Up" by Janet Jackson.
Booty,
would be
booty,
yours,
booty,
probably.
booty. That's no.
I can guarantee you that in L songs, at least one of them has the word drool.
Nah, man. My 3 is dope, man. I love good music.
Hey, I
Me
saw
too.
somebody said something about deal breakers. Any deal breakers that we have? I don't know if that was on our list. Any
Deal breakers?
yeah, any
Is that
big
a
deal
question?
breakers? Yeah,
That's it.
Chantel
Everybody
had,
has those.
mentioned that one.
Everybody has deal breakers. Like they're like I can't date bad moms. If you have children and you're a bad mom, and their definition of bad mom and my definition of bad mom may be 2 different definitions. But you know, if your kids is up on a school night at 1 o'clock in the morning, it's quit. Over.
We're gonna let L answer the rest of the questions for the night because I just need entertainment. I'm just gonna sit up and
Right.
drink. Listen.
So you
Pretty
ask
much.
yourself, am I a good mom?
Friends of the opposite sex. If you get to a
Yeah,
certain
wait.
age and you don't have any friends of the opposite sex, there might be something wrong with you. Actually,
Yeah.
you should have
I,
a nice, diverse multitude of friends. I would hope.
I agree.
are you okay with
I will tell you-
your partner having friends of the opposite sex? Because I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Because I have friends of the opposite sex too.
So do I. And if the context is misrepresented, it's on her.
Yeah.
You know, like I feel like I have a lot of platonic female friends, but I own the responsibility of bringing my mate the comfort that she needs with those friendships. But she's got to be open to it. She's got to allow me to make her comfortable. Now, if she's just so resistant that nothing I do is going to help, then it's a wash.
How can you learn how to be a better friend to me if you can't be friends with other men? They teach you other stuff about us. They'll give you a level of depth about men that your man can't really give you. That you got to get it from somebody else. You got to be taught about us, just like we got to be taught about them.
I mean, my female friends have given me some of the best advice for women.
Man.
And who I've dated, the best advice. Like there's some friends that are my go-to friends about dating that I go and have really helped.
You got
So that's actually a good one, Glenn. You know, when we talk about our friends giving us the advice, did you listen to the advice?
Yes, absolutely.
I did.
Because
Sorry,
women are very unlike everybody knows. Kevin's one of my best friends, and Kevin is cool, but Kevin gives me a certain type of advice when it comes to women. Where women are unrelenting when they give you advice and how they feel about a woman and how they see the women. It's a totally different look. It's a totally different view. So I could ask him a question about the same person and get 2 totally different points of view on it.
Here's a question. Do you guys ask this? I mean, do you have guys, do you give feedback on the woman that I'm dating or that somebody's dating and give some feedback to say yes or no in that situation?
Only after they stop dating them. It's something about giving your boy feedback on a woman he's dating that's tough. Now afterwards, it's like all bets are off. Like, dude, you should have never dated her. I couldn't stand her ass.
For me, it depends on what kind of damage she's doing.
Right.
Well, yeah.
If she's doing some real damage, then I'm gonna have to, because I don't believe in telling people what they should do with their love life and all of that. However, there comes a time. What I just said.
Women know women.
But
Women know women.
Time when you just gotta step in and say, hey, dude, this is what I'm seeing from the outside. But let me say something real quick about. I know I'm probably mispronouncing her name, Aya. We're talking about the friendships, and I know guys who are too sexually frail to have friendships with women, which I think is pretty juvenile. But your friendships with the opposite sex, she said, women know women, and I echo that, because a woman can tell me certain things, but I've been every man on the list, right? So nobody knows men like I know men. You can't know. I'm one. I am a man. So there have been times when maybe somebody had an interest in a lady or something of mine, and I can tell, and she can't. No. No, you manage it. I trust you to manage it, right? But I'm telling you what this is because I know it when I see it. I've been that dude. You know what I'm saying? And by the same token, when a woman comes to me and tells me something about a woman, even if I ultimately disagree, I never tune it out because I'm a different animal. I'm not a woman. You may know something about that frequency that I don't pick up on. And so I have to respect the fact that it's your kind, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? Glenn, I'm going to put you on a mandate from covering your face because I always never trust you when you cover your face.
Okay, so
It's
here's
about
what I
gas.
want to do. Here's what I want to do. We got time. I think the show is going good, so we get a little more time. Sean, give me 3 songs because I unpacked my office, but I didn't unpack any pens. I can't write them down, and if I start typing on my phone, then it's going to interrupt the watch party. So give me 3 songs, Sean.
So check it out. It's almost impossible for me to do it, and I kind of don't have 3, and I have more than 3, but it's only 2. So check it out. Listen, just hear me out. Number 1, my current favorite slow song is by a young lady named Mahalia called Grateful. I can't even tell you about it. Just listen to it. It's amazing. When you
Mahalia, Grateful.
I think about there is on the Isley Brothers Winner Takes All album, there is a fast side and a slow side, but the slow side doesn't have any breaks. It goes straight through, and it starts with Girl Let's Fall.
One song, brother.
I'm telling you, it's a medley of songs, man. It's Let's Just Fall in Love, Key to My Heart, You're Beside Me. Just listen to that side.
Making this hard.
I can't do that on a playlist, Sean. Give me 3 songs. You gave me 1. Give me 2 more.
Let's Fall in Love and Key to My Heart, since you're being hard-headed. All you got to do is listen to the medley.
Let's Fall in
Key to My
Love.
Heart by the Isley Brothers too.
Uh-huh. But if you just let it play, you get all of them, is what I'm saying.
Great.
All righty.
Hazard, give me 3.
All right, you ready? So let me say this already. You know, I'm a lover of life. So I have
Oh,
to
You
here
want
you
to
go.
get married. We know that, Robert.
yeah.
Ultimate goal.
Sexual, sexy, Robert. We got it all.
Sexual, sexy.
So-
Yeah.
so-
Saved and sexy.
Right. I ain't saved, but
Wow.
but
Okay. Sinful and sexy.
But let me go back. So I wrote this down. Lakeside, if you say yes, well, let me say, I think it's say yes. It's not if you say yes. It's Say Yes by Lakeside.
Okay.
Luther Vandross, So Amazing.
Skinny Luther or Fat Luther?
So Amazing was middle-sized Luther. That was middle.
Was he middle size?
He was mid-sized and So
Okay,
Amazing.
so Amazing by Luther. Okay.
Yeah, I sing that one in karaoke.
And he sings, y'all. He sings too.
Right.
Look at him.
I'll sing.
Him and Sean got an album coming out together.
I
Go ahead,
know.
what's the third song?
Ball square, ball BB squared, Ball Brothers squared.
Right. So Rashawn Patterson and his song "Spend the Night," right?
Yeah, Spend the
That's
Night's
a
a
good
great
song.
song.
I like
That's
that.
a great song.
Oh my God!
Great song.
Can't believe that this is happening. That's my joint. That's my joint. I like that song.
That's the
Right.
Hey man, I do terrible with real-time questions like that. Like I need like a whole week to come up with 3
You
songs.
know,
Hey,
I got. You know, you only told me 3, so let me. Say
only 3. You're done. You're done.
I'm done. Let me put
Look
myself.
at L waiting to jump in. All right, we gonna break up this how do you get this kind love making?
I know. L like L freaky stuff to give you.
Mine ain't freaky, man. X Factor, Lauryn Hill.
Uh-oh.
Hold on. What did you say?
Lauryn
X
Hill.
Factor.
X Factor.
Oh, man. That's on my 5, Neil.
Huh?
The song L said is on my list of 25. That is one of the baddest songs ever written.
That is
What
great.
is that song? I didn't hear it.
X Factor by Lauryn Hill.
Lauryn Hill, X Factor.
Tina Marie, Deja Vu.
Woo!
Oh, old school.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
And,
That's a good one.
and Prince Adore.
You stole my
Oh,
song, L.
oh,
That's a
see,
good one.
now I gotta think of another third song.
And-
Damn,
Well, I'll take. Well, you can
Oh,
take
no,
that.
you're good. You're
No,
good.
no, it's cool. I got more.
Put
Nope, you
Sam
gave me a
Cooke.
3.
I got more.
Sam Cooke.
No,
Oh man.
no. You
Damn,
gave me a
Cook
3.
sitting on the doctor of the
Glenn,
Alright.
I'll let you go, Glenn.
All right, so here's my 3. Number 1, my favorite song of all time, Love Ballad, LTD. I'm getting married off that song. That's my first dance song at my wedding, guaranteed. Number
That's a good
2
one.
is probably a track you haven't heard of. Brian McKnight has a song called I Belong to You. It's on the Anytime album. It is an amazing, he's such a songwriter. You got to listen to the words. That is a great song. I Belong to You. Third was Hard, because it was going to be Janet Jackson Anytime, Any Place, because that song is dope. But Maxwell, Till the Cops Come Knocking. That's my third.
Oh, yeah.
So I will drop the mic
Yeah,
on that
yeah.
and be done.
Yeah.
And I got plenty more. We can play this every week. 'Cause I
We
got
really
plenty.
could. We really
Yeah.
could.
Yeah.
Maybe your list needs to be ongoing, Mel.
But
Yeah.
this will be volume 1, John.
This will be volume 1. Put that on Apple, the playlist.
I'm just letting you know I'm gonna hit you hard next week with volume 2, baby.
Come on with it. Come on with it.
I'm gonna do some research.
Okay.
Oh, Mel, it's your
All right,
turn.
so he took Adore. That's my all-time. In college, I wrote a paper on Adore and If I Was Your Girlfriend in my history of jazz and rock class.
Oh,
I
that's
wrote
my
a paper on that.
Those are good
Oh,
It was a great paper. I got an A.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is tough.
It is.
This is tough.
This-
There's a song that 112 has.
Oh.
Now That We're Done.
Mm.
Mm.
And a lot of people didn't really listen to the whole album to understand that song. 112, Now That We're Done.
I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah,
I love
that's
Now That
my
We're
joint.
Done.
The melody.
All right.
Adore was another one that I just.
Yeah.
Now that we're done, that's my,
You take it, man.
my theme song.
Change gonna come, man. That's a
Hey,
greatest.
hey, check this out. Since I'm in my brother's office and my brother's an attorney, one of the first things that he taught me about when you're in court, when you hear somebody yell something out, and then they say, I object, and then the judge shuts it down and says, okay, that can't count, but the lawyer already knows that the jury heard it already. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm doing right now. My fourth song is Maze, I Love You Too Much.
Oh, he just yelled it out. See, I could have yelled out Prince the One. 'Cause
I
that's
could
my
have did
fourth
that
song.
too.
Don't matter.
but
Ain't
I'm
none of
like,
them going on volume 1. You can yell out whatever the hell you want. Okay. So my second one
Yeah.
is The Art of Noise.
Oh,
Somebody to love.
Already, Moments of Love. I think Chantel just suggested that.
is
Yep.
that necessarily a song or
Do they play it on the radio? It's a song.
ain't no words to it, man?
It's a
It's
song.
an instrumental.
It counts. It's
Uh-huh.
his list. He can do it. It's his list.
It's,
Whatever he.
it's the song.
It's an instrumental.
Sing the so our instrumental songs.
That's it. That's the song.
Anybody say Phil Collins? Any of his songs?
Nope, nobody said Phil
Nobody
Collins.
said no dang Phil.
I didn't do any Maze, any Maxwell, any Prince. I know I wasn't ready for the question.
What's your third
Hey.
song, Mel? We need your third song.
To balance it out, because we got a lot of guys, a lot of male songs in here. I'm gonna add "The Closer I Get to You" by Roberta Flack and Donny Hathaway.
Hathaway. Okay.
That's a good one.
All right. This is gonna be a nice list. What's the name? What's it gonna be called, Mel? When you put it out here, so people can download it.
I don't know. Man
Live
Cave,
from the Cave, Slow
Live
Jams,
from the
Volume
Cave,
1.
Slow Jams, Volume 1.
Volume 1. Yeah, there we go. Live from the Cave, Slow Jams, Volume 1. That's the name of it. Write it down. Look for it on Apple Music.
I'm gonna put the list. I'm gonna put the link. I'm gonna
Uh-huh.
put the link in the feed.
Okay.
You made it already. You've been making it while you're taking the
Cave Love.
No, I've been I was writing them in the notes in our back office.
Uncave.
Oh, really? Okay.
All right, cool.
So there's that, and now
Caving that in.
We should thank everybody for joining. We've had our biggest audience yet tonight, fellas. This has been a huge audience. We appreciate everybody for joining us and listening to us and commenting. And please share this with your friends because we're
Y'all
on
got a
every
comment?
week.
I didn't see any comments.
You did. Oh my God.
On the live
Oh, dang,
feed,
I'm in the
on the
private
feed.
chat. My bad.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Look at y'all saying stuff.
Like I
So
said,
let
the
me-
drunk uncle at Thanksgiving. The drunk uncle at Thanksgiving.
Let me say this. Thank you so much, Glenn and Mel and Sean for having me back again. I mean, I think that it's great. We didn't talk about some of the things that we expect from women in terms of strong character and some of the other stuff. But
We
But
like
thank you
strong
for having
character.
Yeah, that's important when you want to get married.
Yeah, strong character. When you get married and you want to be sensual and sexy with them and cook for them, he cooks
Hey,
too, ladies.
especially if you don't have a prenup, I hope she got strong character.
I hope so. Go, Robert. You gonna run for office one day. I'm gonna be your campaign manager.
We're about 12 minutes
Keep
over
talking
time.
points in.
We're about 12
Oh my
minutes over
God.
time, man. I want to thank
Oh
you
my
guys for allowing me to tip in here a little later behind my little technical difficulties. But as always, great show. L, you are always a presence when you are here. So we thank you, brother, for your time.
Thank you.
Rob, you are one of our brothers beloved, one of our favorites, man. So we love when you are on with us.
Thank you so much.
And we can't say enough about what you do through G Rose and 220 Communications, G Rose Productions, and your production contribution to the show. And then Mel, also in your production capacity, as well as just your overall giftedness and what you give to the show with your. Why are you laughing, man?
I'm not laughing, Mel. I swear I'm not.
You don't even lie well. You don't even lie well.
I'm
Get
sorry.
another drink.
Wait.
Mel, we don't find your gifts funny.
That's
The
my
rest of
boy,
us don't
man.
find your gifts funny.
We
We
miss
respect
adding
and honor your
men
giftedness
to the group,
and
though,
your
brother.
willingness to share it with us, man. So all of us you can find on social media in some shape, form, or fashion. We're not going to belabor that. If you really want to find us, with what you see up here, if you look hard enough, you'll be able to locate us. None of us are hiding. We certainly want to thank the enormous crowd we had tonight. We thank you guys for hanging out with us for so long. I'm toasting with an imaginary drink. But ladies and gentlemen, this has been Live from the Cave, and we will see you on next week. Thanks so much for
Yes,
hanging
to the cave.
Thank you.
To the cave.
To the cave.
Camped out at home for COVID? Join us, Indie TV, where you will see the talk shows, movies, drama, action, and comedy. Be the first and see it first. Sign up now for free at Indie TV.
Sign up now